Budapest, the capital city of Hungary. I was there until I was captured by the Germans and the Hungarian allies.
And what happened then?
Then I was taken to still in Hungary, in a place like a prison. I was working for the military as a prisoner. Since December 1994, December 1st, the Allies was very close, they coming fast, so they acted fast. And I was there with my brother, a child then, and with our mother. I was taken separately to Germany, to the Harrisburg concentration camp, one of the biggest concentration camp for women, 120,000 capacity. And that was a concentration camp.
And how did you get there?
Partially by cattle car, like the animals, and then we was taken to Austria, then we was by regular car, we was traveling 9 days to Germany, because it was war, the car stopped and went.
And what happened when you arrived at the camp? What was the first thing that happened?
What happened, we was told that we were going to work. And it was, I saw in the evening, the SS guard was waiting, a building with fire came from the chimney. I didn't know what it was. I said, what kind of factory is that? They said, it's not a factory, it was the crematorium, and next is the gas chamber. It was towards the end of the road, it was no more room to have us taken to a barrack. It was a huge tent, like this room or bigger, and we were squeezed in there and waiting, and we had to work there. After about a month, it was selection because we had to go in Germany to different factories. They needed workers. I went to Penick, a small town, near to Leipzig, in Germany, also in cattle cars, and I had working like an electrician. I was fixing cables. And well, the cables was thicker than my arm, but I did. I learned how to fix cables. I was an electrician then. And there, the camp was emptied, partially because the Allies came, the American and the Russian. We didn't know which came first. They said, whoever reached the place. I was hoping for the Americans since I don't speak Russian. So I was half dead. I couldn't work any longer. And about 70 women, also dying or half dead, was staying there waiting for execution. And then we was waiting. Somebody even then died there between us. And there was outside a barrack with Italian men. They was also prisoner, but not Jewish, not like us. Then nobody was there. SS left, so we don't know what will happen. Then the Italian man came and we asked what will happen. He said, just watch. Come as many people as could walk to our barrack outside the gate and be with us. You have to be waiting. Next morning I saw that somebody was putting a pole outside and a white sheet. So I know, okay, we'll be near the end. A day or two later, some American men came to our barracks and found us. Oh, we was very excited, but they had to leave. They notified the Red Cross Army, and the next day, Dorothy with the Red Cross unit came to find us with doctors. And I was like an interpreter since I spoke 3 languages. So this is how we met. And she did her job, I was following her. And suddenly I had to go for wash up. We had no water, we was dirt and box and things like that. So I looked for some water to wash up our feet because I was with the American Army. And I saw some strange noise. I looked up, it was 8 movie camera to take pictures from us, American soldiers. So I asked, what is that, propaganda? Oh, they was very angry, we don't have propaganda. The Germans denied that they didn't do nothing. So this is, they was filming me to walk, how I can walk, and take the film to the German prisoner camp to show them what they did. And then later, they came, the Red Cross Army with ambulances, and take us to the nearby hospital, not too far away, named Altenburg, a German place where it was, I think, a small airplane field. It was a military hospital, and we was taking there. And I was the last one who left the camp because I had to talk always to the Hungarian, to the American, what to do. And we was transported by Dorothy and the unit to Altenburg, the hospital, where some of us unfortunately died, but we was nursed to life back. And from then we was taken to other German cities, and then we came back to Hungary.
And what do you remember about Dorothy? You told me you remember something very specific.
I saw only a small woman with a helmet. And running around and looking the sick people and talking to me. And before we went to the hospital, only 5 people went into, we had box and everything else in our clothes, if not clothing rack. And when we took off the clothing, I was waiting outside the hospital to my turn. And Dorothy brought me hot chocolate. And after the war, then she found me here. On Christmas, she sent me boxes of homemade cookies, homemade jelly. I called her, Dorothy, do you think I'm still starving? She said, no, I just made some home food, you can use them. That is Dorothy. Always there, God bless her. Yes, that is the story.
Okay. If you could hand the microphone to...
You got a warm heart. Her hands are very cold. That heart is warm.
Still taking care of her.
Yeah, when I walked in today and I saw the Jeep, terrible, I was crying. I thought I am still young and still, the Jeep will save my life. Just for a minute. So,
What about?
It's all better. We had an emotional bond forever. And then I find my brother still a child then, and thank God for that. And I keep on telling since, then I always wanted to be in America, but I had to go back and the Russian was dead. That's another history what the communists did. But when I came here in 1966, since then, when I eat well, I always said, God bless America. And that's
So Dorothy.
Well, thank you for your, I'm glad you pulled through so I could, we've had an opportunity to meet you and see you so happy. When I met you, you were not happy. No. And we were glad to see that beautiful smile. we all need to say thank you, because you didn't have much of a life until now, and we hope you'll have continue now and forever. You're our sweet girl. Feel free to always call me if I can help you. I love you. I love you. We keep it a secret.
Thank you.
Let's be happy. Let's all be happy. Life is so short. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm so thrilled that the little I did for you, how much you appreciate it. So all of us can help people.
Thank you.
Yes. Just have a nice word and love. There's nothing like love, is there? Thank you all.
Dorothy, would you like to tell us a little bit how you ended up meeting Edith? You were a nurse advancing with the front lines, correct?
Right. I was with the American Army. I was one of the first ones in. As we had combat battles, I rescued so many young men. We were really up front in World War II. There I learned to love. I saw what young men were getting and devoting to this world of ours, how they appreciated it, how they gave their whole lives if necessary to the great state, all of the state. So love, my experience in nursing, and my experience in war.
So Edith, would you tell us a little bit about where George was during this time?
First of all, he and my mother came to the 40 safe house in Hungary. It was a big yellow sign on by the door of the building and the guard. They was a regular building, but she had a whole floor, a unit, for I was working in a factory there, making military uniforms. And my mother and George as a child came there. At least our father was already taken and he was killed too. The poor children, he was killed too. So my mother said, at least we are together, whatever fate we will have. We were yes together for a while while I was working and we shared whatever it was. And then the German, the Hungarian ally came one morning and started to yell, Jews, Jews, come downstairs to the yard. So I was rescued very quickly because it was about 5, 6 children there. We went to the children. And then he was separated from age 16 to 40. I fell in that category. I was 19. My mother was 42 then. And George was we were separated, the three of us. Then, by the door, my mother and George was left, and I was then right in the street. He said, Mother, come with me. She said, no, you are here. And George said, please, I have to go with you. Okay. We said goodbye, and in the before we left, my mother was telling me just to think what she would left the room in case she don't survive. Please, George, help him to differently. I never knew what happened with my mother in war. We went to place for overnight. We were kept on the floor in a building factory. That day we went to a railroad station and put all of us in cattle cars that was the animals. It was no sitting room, we were standing together, it was very, very accident. But we went and we didn't know where. A few days later, we were the director who was with the doctor for the neighborhood or something. Then we went from Austria. Then we were transported to a regular Pullman car, at least we had air and window and toilet facility there. And for 9 days we were there really for war. Back and forth through the Czech Republic before the started. Some of the Soviets was evening like first said, where are you? It was Berlin. We stopped there for a while, and then we went more further, and we ended up traveling with a big concentration camp, mostly for women, but there were men too. And there was no development anymore. It was good. So it was a huge tent, bigger, much bigger than this room, and we wandered, and we were squeezed in. Sometimes I saw somebody squeezed in, they said, I said, she's up the street, no, she's there. So we were lifted there together. And a group was told, stand up and go out of the bed. And I was holding, I remember, a 9-year-old boy, beautiful, young boy. He was with his mother. It was a couple of children there. The SS woman said, children come, I take you for a walk. Then I'm very aware of it. It was 9 children. Later I heard 9 grandchildren. And at that time I wasn't very, I didn't see them. The things that I couldn't see because I was crying for that girl. And then we had to work there. After a while, we spent, it was Christmas, 1944. I said to myself, it must be some change to Christmas after all. But that day was quiet. And afterwards, we were fed up together, and all of a sudden I always sold for many, many months on uniforms. It was a gentleman with a hat and regular and talked to the SS. The SS turned to the women. We need women who speak perfect German, write, read in Turkish letter. Then step by. I was a answer. We stepped by, and the man was looking to all of us. I was looking up to the man, for the people young man. Then he was pointing me, and there was a man. And then the SS told him, I overheard, get more, I had a lot. I mean, not women. He said, I only need 2. Okay. I didn't know what will happen. About a day later, again, we ended up a group of us in a cattle car, and this time it was Petersburg, and the cattle car was wide open. And we were traveling about 3 more days, we don't know where. And then we got out, we went to more camp, and we were placed there in a small camp for us. We don't know where we were. And then it was a factory about 4 kilometers away, and there we had to go to work. The work shift was 8-hour shift, work at night, what will happen? They said, who wants to work 12 hours only day? So I was afraid. And I was an electrician, fixing cables. Well, the cable was thicker than my eye. But I learned how to fix cables, how to solder and everything else. And my co-worker, they were regular German people, they taught me right. And then an SS came to the factory, the SS had no power in the factory, so regular factory, and I heard the boss was showing at me, and she works very well, she was very nice. And then it was close to there, so we had a workshop repairing cables for COVID. And some German worker came in the afternoon there for the cooking. They said, I don't know to cook with them. And they had a mat with small flags. And I heard them talking and using the flags. So I was able to go around the factory to see where is a bad machine, where they need repair. And take the paper, the number of the machine and the plate, while it bring it up to go there with the big German worker to fix the table. And he was talking with me and used the flag every day. Till I did. So I was very curious. I was listening. I made a sure that I made something there I listened. And I went over to the lady to Mr. News. I was a newspaper. And they said, be quiet, he from the electrical newspaper. And they listened to the news. And I was very weak after I cannot go anymore to go 8 kilometers a day. That was when they tell me that he was weak. So I was very happy to tell that news to the people, to the women. And then that was, I couldn't go to work anymore. I went to the police review, it was like a hospital, it was not a real hospital. It was one doctor there, it was a dentist, I heard, among us. But I was like staying there 1 day at a time. In and out to the hospital, during the day by the end, I was so sure that I had got under the blanket and hiding. And the SS. The SS was no more yelling and looking around scared. So I said to the girl, it must be something that is nearby. It was April. One Sunday we went out of the barracks. It was a beautiful Sunday, one night. All of a sudden I saw in the air a small aeroplane in flames turning around a truck. And the detonation took me to the door. So right away we went back to the room and they gathered around me. Because I always looked around what happened. I was a news student. And so one thing I observed, which was not fun, very nearby. What is German or Russian or what? I said, it's not your German friend. And 2 days later, the SS left and he was with us. It was in April 1994. The first time I saw the American officer, I mean, with the next was April 15, 1945. That was my second birthday. And they came in and they signed up the American. But they had to go further. He was trying to beg them, stay, please stay with us. Luckily, one American soldier spoke Hungarian. Oh, what do you need? He was not asking for food. He said, doctor. He said, okay, I report the location right away, and don't worry, you are found now. And you will get help, just be patient. He was trying, don't see what élet. The next day, they came and told the American officer, I mean, this is why I was so emotional when I told it. And he was giving us story, the story. Yeah, but I was there. I told him I couldn't go to the jeep. One soldier was showing to me a big box of chocolate, and I said, I cannot go. He came from the line and brought the jeep with the chocolate to my hand. And all night long I slept on the chocolate. Because I couldn't take it for sick to sleep. And then the next day came the rescue and the film camera and was filming us. And later on, I was calculating which I saw about 16 ambulances, but it was the first ambulance that took who was coming to die to the hospital. And I was the last to rescue them because I had to be there to do surgery. And the tank was empty and they were running around to make sure that nobody was there. I was sitting there and somebody was yelling, now how you feel? You would be alive, you wouldn't feel. I said, okay, I feel fine, I don't know how I feel. And just say that they pulled me up to the ambulance and then we went to the hospital. And Dorothy was there, helping us to picture that he was that through his box. So we don't want to give the box and picture to the American soldiers. Soldiers, 5 at the time went to the hospital. I still had to be outside, and all of a sudden when I was outside, the aeroplane came in, bomb was falling. And an American officer was showing to me come, and there was a field with bushes like this, a field. And he was showing to me, sit down by the bush. And I was watching him what he did. He was willing to shoot the airline. Okay, but then they left. But it was my turn to go back to the hospital. Jack was there, and he was only wearing men's pajama and men's slippers. It was nothing there. But at least we went first time to the green bag. And he was then said, our head was clean, and we had food, and I had a diary to put every day what happened there. We had food, they wrote a movie, was an orchestra, and then Dorothy was not anymore because of some other things that we did. Until we gained weight and we were okay. And then we went to other cities in Germany. The American officer was asking me, please don't go back to Hungary, we don't belong there. Don't be fast. Take you to America, you belong there. I think I did. I still do. So, but I said I have to go back to my family. I didn't know there is no family. So, I went back to Hungary, and the shocking was because it was at the time. And now we are this Holocaust. We stand up as a family, food, washing, and I am happy to be here. And this is my brother and family and Dorothy. immediately. I didn't find him. I didn't know that he was alive. But a neighbor, somebody who saw me, he said, I think, he told me right away, you don't have anybody, but I want to go back to the station. I don't know where I will go, but I don't know. And he said, he thinks the kid, they told the child, was somewhere alive. So it took days until I find him at the relative's house. And this is where I found him. And it was very emotional. I was happy, at least I ever got it. And it was very hard, but thank God I had a place, so I was able to work. I was trained as a purveyor for 3 years, and this country I made a living by that. So I find him, and we start from scratch. It was nowhere to go. I was working on and off because after the war, the first year was, nothing. We start to work. And also, he had to go to an orphanage temporarily because I don't know what to do with the child. He had to go to school. And he went to that time famous Jewish orphanage and went to school there. But the weekend holidays we were together. Yeah. I always kept an eye on him because he was nearby. And then he learned and he grew up there partially. After that, it was the family system, so it was not exactly like I do what I want to do. The apartment what I got, where my parents lived, a communist took an eye on it. They put me to jail, the communists, with no reason. The guard was asking the guard very quietly, do you know why you are here? I said, no idea. Because they take away your apartment. I said, oh my God, where I am going to go? They took away my apartment, the communists, yeah. And I was married that time, and with my husband we were wandering from one relative to another for a night to stay there. Until I was funny enough, I went to the headquarters and I asked the officer, listen officer, I was punished by the Germans. Now what, why I punished by the communists? He said, no, he was to punish me, told me I would break your kidneys to pieces with a stick. I said, listen officer, the SS was beating me, yes, she beat my kidney too, but it's still not in pieces. No, you? He was scared, he said, oh my God, I didn't know that. No, what do you want? I said, I want a glass of water and sit down. He said, in an hour you will be free. I said, yes, I will be free, but where I am going to go? He said, come next week so and so time and see me and we talk about. I went there, they gave me a list, find an apartment. I did find an apartment, but it was not alone. We were living with a couple because by the communist system, they tell you, you live here and you only use that room. But at least that was nearby to my parents, so I was punished twice. And then, when the communist atmosphere was a little bit easier, the government changed. My husband took a permit to open a business. We had a small workshop in the beginning, handbag, luggage and those. In 6 months, we made so much money because the government does not make repairs, we did. And we did different style of handbags, not like a uniform. So we bought a condominium, and George was growing up also. And he went story, they don't want to admit him, even he was a very good student, because our parents was a jeweler, and they call it bourgeois, I mean, alien class. It's not poor. I was talking to the dean by admission. I said, our parents was killed. He said, I don't know, I only saw the birth certificate. I said, I'll tell you the story. He said it's only one room by the university, and don't worry, George will get it. And he was also emotional a little bit by the story what I was telling him. He went in. 6 weeks later, 1956, started the revolution. And the border, which was Iron Curtain, was open. And I don't want George to go nowhere. You know, I had only George, so, and my husband, well, what should be done? I loved him very dearly, of course. And I was worried. He's young. What will happen to him? He don't speak English. He's a student now, but everybody, my uncle, old uncle, told me, you have no right to keep him. Let him go. It's more chance in America or wherever he wants to go. No, what will happen to him? He said, he's a big boy. Let him go. One day, it was in the building like the KGB officer. And I was walking, he said to me very quietly, because he was watched, where is George? I said, he's home. He's home? You have no right to walk here. Go back right away. Back him, he should leave the country. I looked at him. You say that? He said, I know what I am talking. He was at the Hungarian like the KGB. Let him go. I turned back, I went home. He was sitting in a chair like that. I said, George, you want to go? He said, yes. But only when you are not crying. I cannot live through your tears. I said, I won't be crying. So I was later. I begged him and he left. And a month later he came to New York to our relatives. And he finished his studies here in America, and he is an architect now. He has his own family, and we are together still. That's our story.
Do we have any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Dorothy, I'm sorry if I missed it earlier, but how did you keep in touch with her? When did you come back to the States? And how did you reconnect?
I do see that.
Sorry if I missed it. Getting back to her.
How did you stay in touch, and how did you two reconnect when you came back to the States?
I didn't connect in the beginning. Then Dorothy, through an organization, was looking for somebody who was in that little camp called Panic, a little German town. And Dorothy found me. Yes. And Dorothy knows how she gets me. And we are in touch since. And I love her and her family dearly. We always was corresponding and writing, and as I told you, for a while she was sending me food packages. I thought I am still starving.
Well, I thank you both, and I thank you all for coming. So, Edith Vidos and Dorothy Pecora, thank you very much. Thank you all for coming.